All right, thank you one more time. The program still on your television this morning on ITV, special edition, Wednesday's edition, Nigeria at 65. And we're going to be looking at issues here, so this program continues this morning. Now, I am being joined now by two personalities. First and foremost, we'll go to Abuja, where Mrs. Rebecca Nasamu is on the standby. She's joining us virtually. And of course, Mrs. Rebecca is the Director of General Services at the headquarters of the National Rotation Agency in Abuja. Madam, a very good morning to you. Yeah, good morning. Okay, I think the sound quality is going to improve as the program goes on. Now, we still have Honorable Emmanuel Iyao. You were here with us, a foremost politician, and of course, a two-time councillor, senior special assistant, two-time senior special assistant with the Edo State government. As a matter of fact, with Ovia Northeast Local Government Council in Edo State. So you're welcome to the program this morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Okay, and happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence to you too.
All right. All right, so let's go over to Abuja one more time. Now, Mrs. Rebecca, happy Independence Day to you. In the next minutes, we're going to be looking at Nigeria at 65. What has really changed? I mean, in these 65 years of independence, what has changed in the country and what is not changing? Perhaps what are the reasons why? So let's start, from your own, belief now. What do you think has changed in these 65 years of independence?
In Nigeria at 65, from the inauguration speech of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he removed the fuel subsidy, and with the new economic policy taking root and seeing how things are coming out, and where the Dangote refinery has taken root, where we don't have fuel queues, where we have more money because of the new economic policy that is on ground, and where we have monies to finance student loan, money markets for trade. That is what has changed in Nigeria at 65, where the world institutions have recognized the economic policy as working. I think that is on the positive side for us.
All right. Thank you. You've just mentioned some achievements by this present administration. Now, Honorable Iyao, a lot of Nigerians are yet to feel the effects of some of these things that we are talking about. Now, just some few minutes ago, we saw the president making his broadcast where he narrated most of the achievement that this administration has made. He talked about the one that has to do with the reduction in inflation, and of course some other items and all that. Now, what are the issues? So why are these effects not felt by Nigerians?
Firstly, let me congratulate Nigerians for being able to witness yet the 65th year of Nigeria's independence. Is just by the grace of God. And I want to sympathize with Nigerians, including me, that we are suffering and smiling. So I have sympathy for Nigerians over that. We are just suffering, but we are only just trying to wear smiles.
Now, but don't you think there are things we also need to take away? I mean, we are a sovereign nation now. 65 years of independence.
Excuse me, Mr. Unuhogie. You have two questions on ground for this program. what is changing and what is not changing. It's like the development we've had since independence and what we have not been able to achieve on. But before now, those are the two questions you have asked. Well, let me first dwell on what is changing. It's like the improvement we have made so far since independence. And the only area I want to look at is our democracy that has been able to survive, particularly in this Fourth Republic. In the past, between 1960 and 1998, when Abacha died, and preferably by 1999, when our great father Obasanjo took over as president of this nation, there were military incursions truncating every administration. But thank God, by today, there has been successive transfer of batting by one administration to another. I think that is more or less something that we have to say Nigeria has fared well. Then, secondly, if you go into what is happening today in our electoral system, in the past, there used to be ballot snatching, there used to be talks and hoodlums going to polling units to destroy electoral materials. In some cases, adoption of election officials, and so on and so forth. But those ones now have drastically reduced, and that is also a progress. But looking at what we have not, what have not been able to change, that is the achievement we have not been able to make. They are numerous. Let me mention insecurity. Insecurity is on the high side. There is corruption. There is inadequate and infrastructures for our health system. That is the adequate facilities that are supposed to be in place for our health system. They are not there. That is number 3. Then number 4, infrastructural decadence. We have as many roads as possible in Nigeria, but how many of them are good?
All right, so
I can go on and on.
We'll take a short pause. The program is still on your television, Nigeria at 65, a special edition on Independence Day, this morning on ITV. So we'll take a short pause. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. All right, thank you so much. Of course, Independence of where that's a big show that starts at 10 o'clock this morning at our corporate headquarters in Benin here, Airport Road. And of course, you can avail yourself of the opportunities so that you really celebrate the Independence Day as it stands. All right, so we have a new entrance into our discussion this morning. He's Barrister Jimmy Osagede. And incidentally enough, he's also celebrating his birthday today, October 1st, 1960. So happy birthday to you. Congratulations. Congratulations to you.
Happy birthday to you. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Okay, and all right, so we'll just let Honorable Emmanuel Yaoyuwa bet his opinion. Now, Honorable, we're looking at what has changed, 65 years, and what has not changed. Quickly.
Yes. I have mentioned some areas that we have made progress, which is what is changing. And I'm dwelling on the area that is not changing, which is the progress we have not made so far, before you interrupted by your advert. Yes, I did mention that we have no good health facilities in Nigeria. There is no constant power supply. We don't have power supply here. No potable water. Every house now, if you cannot sink a borehole, then you just be dry all the time. So in fact, Nigerians, we are just like someone that built a house close to the river, and we cannot see the water to drink. Let me tell you, Mr. Onukogie, God loves this country so much that he has so blessed us with both human and natural resources. But the problem we have is our leaders that have been able, by one way or the other, find themselves to various positions of leadership, and because of their greed and avarice, self-centeredness and selfishness, today I am surprised that we are about 200-something million, about 250 million population in Nigeria. But I want to tell you for free that about 250 are living in abject poverty. I'm telling you. So I don't know, because as I said, there's nothing we need from God. God has done it for us. God has so endowed us with all the necessary amenities that we are supposed to have been able to be living now, like those in Dubai. Our founding father of this independence, it was first moved, I think, 1962, excuse me, 1952, and later it was moved again 1957 before it was granted 1960.
Yeah.
The dreams of those forefathers was to make sure that every Nigerian is able, whichever way possible, to live comfortably, because we have everything that will give us that comfort. But it's unfortunate that only few Nigerians at the top have been able to have access to our economy, siphon it for their self-centeredness and for their selfishness too.
Okay. All right. So I'll pause you. Now, I also wish to let you know one more time that we still have Mrs. Rebecca Nasamu, who is joining us virtually this morning. So when the time comes again, I'm going to bring her on board so that we'll get to hear from her. Now, Dr. Barrister Jimmy Usagede, we are looking at Nigeria's 65 years independence and what has changed and what has not changed. Now, the president made a wide, broadcast this morning, a very loud one for that matter. And so many achievements were mentioned. Talking about our social investment programs, the renewed hope agenda, message and all that's all embedded in that broadcast this morning. But what most Nigerians will say is that this are perhaps not new. I mean, every Independence Day, we hear the presidential broadcast. After the broadcast, we go back to who we are. It goes on and on and on. Now, if you take your record from 1960, when we had our independence, even from 1963, when we became a republic, first republic, regional presidency, and all that, to this very time that we are now, 2025, we've had our issues across political parties. PDP came, took 16 years. APC came, taking their time now and all that. It's really not really difficult to really want to say that, okay, this particular party, has the problem. Because, I mean, PDP has had its share. Even the military also had its share. Yeah. APC is on now. So we keep on recycling the issues over and over again. From your own point of view, what are the issues in this country?
Well, thank you very much. First and foremost, let me congratulate Nigeria.
And congratulate yourself too.
And myself for being 65.
Yeah.
Both of us were born the same day. So
Yeah.
I'm between brother of Nigeria.
Yeah.
65 years is a long way to go and to have come in respect of, from childhood to adulthood and the rest of them. It's unfortunate that the entity called Nigeria has not has grown in age, but has not grown in development. If you look at 1960, when up to maybe around the early 80s, when we were growing up, most of the issues that we are having now were not there. I'll give you some examples. Those days we had the ECN, Electricity Corporation of Nigeria, metamorphosed into NEPA, and so on and so forth. When we were growing up, there was no power failure. There was no power failure. It was 24 hours. But as the population was growing, the infrastructure was not expanding.
Okay.
That's the fault of the leaders at that particular point in time. So what you have now is that the facilities are overstretched. In fact, it's not commensurate to
the population.
And the things that that are taken for granted in civilized society are the things that we pray for
here
in Nigeria. Simple amenities like even the light itself, electricity, water, good roads, and so on and so forth. The problem in Nigeria, I don't know, the problem in Nigeria is endemic. It's a cacao that is eating deep into the fabric of the society, especially amongst the elite. I discovered that people who have the ideas those who, from antecedent can make positive change to move Nigeria forward, hardly get the opportunity to be there. Starting from Awolowo down to this present time. If you look at those who lose elections, if you look at those who don't get nominations, those are the people who have better ideas.
But we've also seen instances whereby comparisons are made. Take, for example, Goodluck Jonathan came, he was ousted, and of course, President Mohamed Buhari came, and people started making comparison that, oh, probably this time was better, and all that.
No, people made a terrible mistake. They did not distinguish between a military ruler and a civil president. As a soldier, your orders are not challenged. I remember, Buhari and Idiago, when they brought war against indiscipline. That was the first time I saw Nigeria queuing even at the banks and the rest of them.
And things were probably better then.
Yes, because it was a military regime. But the economic policy was not sound, even up to Babagida's time, when they went to get the IMF loan, structural adjustment program, the value naira, and the rest of them. Those were the period that the difficulties in Nigeria were planted for the generations that are being born now and the ones that are yet to be born. You see, Nigeria has a structural defect. The type of democracy we practice in Nigeria is ethnic-based democracy. We copy, federalism from America. This is not the way federalism is practiced in America. A true federalism allows, the federated states could control their resources. So if you have oil at the back of your house, God has blessed you. You own the oil, government will pay you royalty. So you don't take the resource from one part of the country to go and service the other part. It's a dislocation. Those are some of the patterns that we need to change. Now in Nigeria itself, the educational system is disjointed, it's faulty. When we were in school, we did 5 years in secondary school. Later, it was changed to 3-3, that's 6-3-3, 4 system. Now we are trying to go back.
Go back to
that is not, it's not the name.
5 system.
It's not the name. Now we have specialized schools that they call them technical school where you can learn skill. But I went to a conventional secondary school where technical subjects were taught. You need to incorporate those things. Those days, when you are going to a new class, they give you 2 lists. You have list of books and you have list of tools. You are going to buy chisel, hammer, the rest. You are going to learn carpentry. You are going to learn plumbing. To a very large extent, if you see the kind of things I do at home, I do to some extent before I call a so-called professional technician.
Because of the education you have.
Because of the education. It makes you to be able to function wherever you find yourself. But now it's paper-based. And Nigeria, the system is, the corruption here is so endemic that it's not based on merit. For you to get any appointment, it's not based on merit. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. But when Nigerians go out, they accept because they get what they want on merit.
Okay. All right. So let me pause you so that I'll bring Mrs. Nasamo into the talk show one more time. Now, Mrs. Nasamo, you are the government agent here. You work for the National Orientation Agency in Abuja. Now, tell us what this administration is doing, because perhaps it is an opportunity for Nigerians to know and to hear what this administration is doing. I mean, at 65 years of independence, what has this administration done so far? You may want to say that it's just about 2 years into time, but what do you think this administration is doing so far?
Thank you. I would say Nigeria is work in progress. What this administration has done so far, apart from the economic policy that is working, the processing, there is the transition to cleaner energy, and the export of our processed products. Before now, our cashew nuts and our cocoa were exported raw. But right now, in this administration, for the past 2 years, we export processed cashew nuts to Europe and to other African countries. We also, the NEL fund, that's the student loan, is out there for Nigerians to access. So far, so many students have been given loan. All you need to do as a student is to access the NEL fund website and apply. As a student of any of the public university, and the loan is given, and even stipends is being paid. The school fees is paid directly to the schools. And the fuel subsidy removal has also brought so many other innovations, like the NLG, which we never, like before now, whenever when I'm passing through some places, I see cars parked, and what are they sourcing? Is gas. That is an improvement.
All right,
The
so,
population from, yes,
yeah,
the
please go on.
population from when we started is not, Nigeria is over 250 right now, and there's pressure on our resources and structures, which I believe if we give time, we will improve on them. Let me give an example of a woman who wants to make a pot of soup. When you want to make a pot of soup, you don't just add everything like the meat and into the water and you serve it. It goes through a process. I think, and I know that Nigeria is work in progress. With all these programs in place, programs and activities in place, we will get there.
The program is still on, this one on ITV, and we have a long time on the show today. As a matter of fact, this program is going to be ending at 11 o'clock today. That's the instruction that have been given. So we'll have time for Benin, and also Abuja is also going to be having its time on the program. Now, let's come back on set now. Honorable Yaoyuwa, you see that some of the arguments that have been brought forward is to maybe reason that the kind of government that Nigeria has embarked upon, I mean, the presidential system of government. Now, we started with the regional system of government and all that at independence. Then we also had, at the time, we had the parliamentary system of government. And last, we had to bet for the presidential system of government. Now, do you think that this presidential system of government has been a major cause of the issues that we have in the country?
Before I go straight to that question, first and foremost, let me place on record that there is a popular magazine that says a fool at 40 is a fool forever. And today, Nigeria is 65. So you can imagine a child, just like my cousin, born that year, is already having gray hair. And here we cannot make progress. It's disheartening.
But we're making progress.
Excuse me, sir.
I have my reasons. Let me let you know.
Let me let you know.
Yeah.
You know, I enumerated some items before my brother came in. I talked about security. I talked about corruption.
Yeah.
I talked about so many things like roads, health services, and all others. Now, before I go to that question, let me first take that of insecurity. My brother, for how long can Nigeria begin to battle with the insecurity that is taking place in a section of the country? We are not fighting with another country. If we cannot be able, in fact, it was so appalling when I saw a group of bandits brandishing sophisticated weapons,
even hoisting their flags.
And the funniest thing is that they were meeting with government and the people for peacemaking. And the Nigerian government, the police, the armed forces, in fact, all the security apparatus put together, they were watching them. Did they arrest any one of them? That shows a failed nation in terms of insecurity. How many people? There's hardly any day there is no headline of so and people we sent to untimely grief. So if we are celebrating today, it's like we are celebrating those our brothers and sisters that have been sent to untimely grief. Now to your question, sir. There is a saying that the worst civilian regime is far better than military regime, more so to a presidential system of government.
But that's not the case in Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso is different.
Excuse me, sir. You asked the question.
Yeah, but in Burkina Faso is different.
We are not in Burkina Faso.
Okay,
we are discussing the life of Nigeria here.
Yeah, yeah.
So the issue is that the handlers, they are self-centered. I said it before. They are so self-centered. They don't have that political will. They know how to put all these things in shape for us Nigerians to be comfortable. Why do they run to overseas? Is it not because that place is organized? Are they not human beings? Are they spirit? When they are sick, they run overseas. Every time they fly away from here. Is it not a shame? How long will it cost a Nigerian government to put a B50 hospital in place that everybody will have good health care? We don't have. Now to talk of the money that is squandered in paying for transport. That, you know how it costs to fly from Nigeria to UK and London now before the treatment. Is it not a shame? And the thing that bothers me is that most of these hospitals they run to, some of these hospitals have best Nigerian doctors that could not work at home because they are not well taken care of. There is that syndrome of doctors to outside the country because what they were supposed to be remunerated with are not given because of this selfishness on the part of our leaders. But for years, they will go and meet them over there. And I even blame those our brothers. I blame them, those doctors. Why do you have a question?
Yeah, you can go on.
Yes, why do I blame them? You will treat a Nigerian, for example, a Nigerian president, and when the person is well, you are supposed to sit that man down and tell him, please, I am a Nigerian doctor. Because of the bad manner you treat us, that is why I'm here. But you are seeing me here now. Am I not taking care of you? Okay. So if you do well at home, I wouldn't have left Nigeria.
All right, so we'll just...
so there are so many things I'm supposed to talk about, like corruption too.
Because of time factor, Abuja
so we are not making progress.
Waiting. We'll just take like 10 seconds now. Barrister, you want to say something?
Yeah, the problem is not far-fetched, Nigeria problem. And it's not something that we can solve in the studio. We come to the studio, we talk about them. Those who are supposed to make the changes, they don't seem to listen. The problem in Nigeria is such that a typical Nigerian is not a happy man because of how badly the country has treated him. So that translates to him being unpatriotic. So if you look at the generations that have been maltreated, you don't expect them to be patriotic. If you look at a man who couldn't go into secondary school even though he passed, because the parents are indigent, he couldn't get a scholarship. Look at the person who has graduated many years ago, doesn't have a job because he doesn't have connection. If you look at somebody who is sick, cannot afford it, because even the health insurance where available cannot meet some of the medical requirements. Those set of people can never, ever be patriotic. And any opportunity they get, they want to make the country because they feel that that's the opportunity for them to get their fair share of the so-called national cake. So when the country is terribly bad to you, you cannot reciprocate. You see, we talk about America, we talk about other places. Those are places where the country has treated an individual very well. He would like to go to war for the country.
Okay. All right. So, Mrs. Rebecca, quickly now, time 30 seconds as we wrap up. Quickly, what are your parting words?
Yes, that if the momentum of this administration continues, Nigeria will be better, especially with the introduction of in the security aspect. Let me speak a bit of the security aspect. The renewed hope security architecture, where the Chief of Defense Staff had directed the establishment of specialized units of the armed forces aimed at enabling rapid response, where armed forces are deployed, and drones are being introduced and armament are being introduced to fight insecurity in areas where we have red flags. And it is as a result of fighting this insecurity in the northeast that you are having throwbacks in states like in southern states, because they are being dispersed from their stronghold and they are running to other places. I just want us to be a little patient, then let Nigerians assess what are available for us to access, and Nigeria will be better for it.
Okay. All right. So I want to say thank you to my guest, barrister.
Thank you.
Jimmy Osagide. I know you are so loaded. You wanted to say more, but because of time, because we have to go to Abuja now, so that they can take their segment. And also, Honorable Yao Yuwa, thank you so much. Thank you. And Madam in Abuja, Rebecca Nasamu, the Director of General Service. It's at the headquarters of the National Orientation Agency. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you.